Hi, I'm Tony Bellamy, and welcome to Just Coolin, where bebop meets hip-hop and hip-hop meets bebop, and the many flavors of jazz. On today's show, we're paying tribute to a musician that's been on the scene for over 62 years. I'm speaking about Herbie Jeffrey Hancock, born April 12, 1940 in Chicago, a pianist, composer, and bandleader whose musical style spans from classical, post-bop, fusion, and funk. Herbie's parents were Winnie and Wayman Hancock, who named him after the black cowboy actor Herb Jeffries. As a child at age 7, Herbie Hancock became interested in music and playing the piano. So Herbie started taking lessons in classical music and was also a child prodigy, playing a concert concerto with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra at age 12. But in his teenage years, while attending high school, his music style changed. Herbie attended a variety show, watching a fellow student improvising on the piano with a jazz trio. It was at this moment that Herbie decided to study and play jazz because of the improvisation and freedom. Herbie's early jazz influences were pianist George Shearing, Errol Gardner, Oscar Peterson. Herbie would listen to all their recordings note for note to learn improvisation and arrangements. After graduating high school, Herbie attended Grinnell College in 1956 to pursue a degree in engineering. But Herbie Hancock instead began to focus on jazz and playing numerous gigs and arranging jazz concerts at school. In 1960, returning to Chicago 1 credit shy of his engineering degree, it became quite clear to Herbie Hancock a music career in jazz was his calling. While in Chicago, Herbie had numerous gigs playing around the city, but the pay was low, so Herbie started working at the post office during the day to make ends meet and perform at night. But in the fall of 1960, he got his first break, playing with legendary saxophonist Coleman Hawkins. Then he got a call from trumpeter Donald Byrd, who needed a piano player while performing in Chicago. After that gig, Donald Byrd asked Herbie Hancock to join his band and move to New York City. So Herbie left for New York City in January 1961. He arrived. In that same year, Herbie had his first recording on Donald Byrd's album, Freeform, and Pepper Adams' Out of This World at age 22. Byrd also advised Herbie Hancock on what gigs to accept and also urged him to sign with Blue Note Records. After joining Blue Note Records, Herbie recorded his first album in 1962, Taking Off, and his first hit, Watermelon Man. Donald Byrd also advised Herbie to let conguero composer Mongo Santamaria to record his tune also, Watermelon Man, which was a major crossover hit in 1963. Watermelon Man was one of the many hits that Herbie had recorded and wrote that would become hits with other musicians and expanded his reputation as a composer and musician. Since Donald Byrd saw Herbie as his protege, he arranged for him to meet Miles Davis and auditioned for Miles' new quintet, which he joined in 1963 along with 17-year-old drummer Tony Williams, Wayne Shorter, and Ron Carter. While with Miles Davis, he learned to play free and learned there are no wrong notes. Miles gave the quintet confidence to stretch and play with passion. During this time with Miles Davis, drummer Tony Williams introduced him to electronic music and the avant-garde. In 1968, Herbie Hancock formed the avant-garde group Wadishi, which in Swahili means writer, named after Herbie Hancock. It was singer James Ndume who influenced Herbie to make his music more African. In the 1970s, Herbie experimented with funk, electro styles, utilizing an array of synthesizers, and formed the group Headhunters, and recorded the same album under the same name, Headhunters. The album was influential in funk, jazz, and hip-hop. From the 1970s through 2000s, Herbie continued experimenting in jazz, funk, and pop music. Herbie's best-known compositions include Cantaloupe Island, Watermelon Man, Maiden Voyage, Tell Me a Bedtime Story, Speak Like a Child, or Kuru, and Butterfly, Chameleon, and Rocket, all which became jazz standards and contributed to hip-hop, jazz, and funk. Herbie has won over 14 Grammy Awards. Now, depending on the generation you are part of, you may not know all of Herbie Hancock's earlier hits from post-bop fusion and funk that has influenced generations from baby boomers to millennials. But it's like this, son. It's 62 years. And I couldn't tell you everything, but Herbie Hancock is still touring and recording today. I'm a witness. Let's get started here on WJAZ, Just Coolin'.